What is going on, guys? I am BlackOpsAmazing. Welcome yourselves back to another Zombies video where today we have Zombies Chronicles, the release date. Hopefully you're all having a fantastic day. Hopefully you're enjoying these maps because they're pretty freaking awesome. So anyway, today I want to talk about a new Easter egg in Ascension. This is one of the new radios from Dr. Monty, and actually this is extremely freaking interesting. Now I know that in every single map we've had, which is 8, there is a new radio in there from Dr. Monty just talking about random things. A lot of them aren't actually too interesting, so I probably won't make a video about all of them, but this one specifically is really freaking cool and sheds some new light on some mysteries that we've had about Ascension for a very long time. So, as always, hopefully if you enjoyed the video, leave a like rating if you do. Make sure you are subscribed for more Zombies videos on the channel. Whenever you're ready, let's get into this. Here we go. So just in the starting room for Ascension is where you will find this radio, just behind here. Come over to this location, which is near Quick Revive, and just down here, crouch on the floor if you want to. You actually have to face it in order to hear it clearly. Activate it and you will hear Dr. Monty say this.
Ascension, the Russian cosmodrome. I know Nikolai can be a bit down on Soviet technology, but the Ruskies really pulled one out of the bag that time. The Ascension group built a bloody great rocket. It actually worked a treat too. You remember Gersh, bald guy? He fought alongside you for a while. I think Richthofen was off somewhere at the time. Anyway, Gersh ran into a little bit of dimensional distortion. Honestly, why do you insist in meddling with stuff you don't understand? Of course, all their experiments just stirred the reality soup even more. You ended up fighting monkeys, space monkeys at that. As I'm sure you know, monkeys are thieving little bastards. Give them half a chance and they'll nick anything that isn't nailed down. So, in answer to a question Richthofen once asked, I don't love a monkey.
So, Dr. Monty says, Ascension, the Russian cosmodrome. He says, I know Nikolai can be a bit down on Soviet technology, but the Russians really pulled one out of the bag that time, building a massive rocket. He says it actually worked a treat too. Remember Gersh, the bald guy, fought alongside you for a while? I think Richthofen was off somewhere for a while. Anyway, Gersh ran into a little interdimensional distortion. Honestly, why do you insist meddling with stuff you don't understand? Of course, all their experiments disturbed the reality soup even more. You ended up fighting monkeys, space monkeys of that, and as I'm sure you know, monkeys are thieving little bastards. Give them half a chance and they'll steal anything that isn't nailed down. So, in answer to a question Richthofen once asked me, I don't love monkeys. So this confirms that if we go to the First Strike poster for Ascension, one of the biggest mysteries in Zombies for a very long time, the question has always been, who is the bald guy in the Ascension poster? Because if we look at him, he doesn't look like Richthofen, but at the time it would only really have made sense for this to have been Richthofen because we have Dempsey, Takio, Nikolai. The one missing to form our original characters is Richthofen. But this character in the poster looks totally different to the version of Richthofen that we are used to seeing. And this radio now confirms that is because this isn't Richthofen. In fact, this bald guy is Gersh. If we go all the way back to Zetsubo Nishima, when there were interviews being taken with Jason Blundell, he was asked who the bald guy in the Ascension poster was and if it was Richthofen, and he said, no, it's not. He then quickly changed his answer and said pass, but initially he told us that this wasn't Richthofen, and now we're being told by Monty that it isn't Richthofen, it is Gersh. And actually, for a while, he fought alongside us. He says at the time that Gersh was fighting alongside our characters, Richthofen was off somewhere else. And he says Gersh ran into a little dimensional distortion. So this is really interesting because even though we've seen Gersh all this time in the Ascension poster, we've never ever seen any evidence of him before Ascension interacting with us. Obviously it is Dr. Monty who writes the descriptions for this map. In Vrooked he tells us that he wrote the description of that map, the bloody and gore and stuff like that. It's also Dr. Monty who created this poster. He is the one who made this, and since he's been watching over us all this time, he's reminding our characters that we fought alongside Gersh, and at the time Richthofen was off somewhere else. My question is though, at what point were we fighting with Gersh? We see him him here with the Thunder Gun, since we know he is the creator of this wonder weapon. He made it in Ascension during Project Thunder. We have Dempsey with the Wonder Waffle, Takeo with the Winter's Howl, and then Nikolai with the ray gun. My question is, at what point were all 4 of these characters fighting together? Because when we arrived at Ascension, Gersh was already trapped in the Casimir mechanism. He had been sucked up into the rift by the Gersh device and was trapped in the Casimir mechanism. At that point, Yuri had also been sent to the Pentagon as the Pentagon thief to take down the 5 crew, and the zombies had already invaded the Soviet Cosmodrome. So the question is, at what point did we fight alongside Gersh, and why? When did we meet him? When we play in Ascension, our characters don't seem to know who Gersh is. In fact, it's pretty clear that they don't know who Gersh is, that they haven't met him before. And from what we see from this, Dr. Monty says that Gersh ran into a little dimensional distortion. Initially, I was thinking maybe he was talking about when he got sucked into the Gersh device, but from the sounds of it, I'm thinking that maybe Gersh was playing around with the Gersh device, with Project Mercury, because as Dr. Monty says, why do you bother playing around with things that you don't understand? So maybe he was playing around with the Gersh device before, activated it, got sucked into a different dimension where he met another version of Takeo, Nikolai, Dempsey and Richthofen, and somewhere against someone, against the undead, we don't know where or how, but they ended up fighting with each other. I was thinking that could be one possibility. Apart from that, I really can't get my head around this. Maybe you guys know in the comments section below. Apart from that, apart from him messing with his own device, sucking himself in, then going to a different dimension, and in that other dimension meeting these other versions of our original crew and fighting alongside them. If that's not it, then you guys let me know what you think about this down in the comments section below. But this now definitely confirms that the bald guy in the Ascension poster is Gersh. It's a really interesting radio and something that's been a mystery for a very long time, and thankfully it's cleared up. So there we go. Make sure you've enjoyed the if you have enjoyed the video, leave a like rating, make sure you subscribe, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you for watching, and of course I will see you all in the next video. Until next time, goodbye.